Hi, today we're going to make a card that is going to be so beautiful that you may like to put it in a frame instead of giving to someone. To begin with, we are going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 6 by 12 inches, and we're going to make a line in 6 inches so we can have a perfect square base card. Then we need a piece of designer paper. These need to measure 5 3/4 of an inch by 5 3/4 of an inch, and as you can see, I already put some distress ink in the borders. The rest of the papers depend on what you have at home, so I'm not going to give you exactly measurements, but I have 3 different designs. The paper and the digi are from the same collection. You need a doily. I'm going to use half a doily and the digi. As I told you, they are part of the same collection from Polkadoodles that is called Winnie Christmas. And in the bottom of this video, I'm going to give you a link in case that you want to get it. Now I'm going to tell you what I prepare my paper. You may know this part, but it may be someone who doesn't, so that's what I'm going to give to make it in here. I'm going to take some ink with my foam dispenser, and I'm going to be very lightly beginning from the outside to inside to put the ink and make it look like an old paper. If you want a very light color, you just need to go once. But if you need a darker color, it's better to repeat the process 2, 3, or more times depending on how dark you want it, instead of making since the beginning with a lot of ink, because you can always put more, but you never put less. So once you have the distress ink in the way that you want, now it's time to use a piece of foam in the same measurement, and I'm going to use this foam glue that is white glue, but I'm going to put it in the foam, and then with this with this other foam, I'm going to, with this sponge, I'm going to be sure that I have glue in all the foam. Now it's time to put the paper, and you need to be sure that it's perfectly aligned. In my opinion, it's better to use heavy cardstock instead of light paper that I use it. And even it's better if you let it dry in a place in which you can put something very heavy like a book or even a punch, but it needs to be big enough to cover all the piece of the paper. Now it's time to put together our card. Always be sure that your card is in the position that need to be, because sometimes it happens that when you end your card, you notice that it's in the wrong position, and then it's like to cry for. I'm going to use this tacky glue, and I'm going to apply the piece of paper into my card. When I print this paper, I thought that I will need very lightweight paper. And after I made this card, I noticed that for better results, it's better to use heavy paper or cardstock. And you'll see what happened when I put the paper into the card. I'll try to be sure that the glue is evenly coated the paper. And then I try to put it center in my card. As my paper has design, you need to be sure that also you put the design in the correct direction. But as you may see, my paper is so thin, So when you try to glue it, it's going to have these lines or these bubbles. In this case, I don't care because you are not going to look at them when I finish the card. But even if you can see one or two, it's going to be part of the design. So that's what I didn't bother to print again the paper in cardstock. But if you don't want that happen to you, since the beginning use cardstock and not a lightweight paper. Or especially if you want to put something smaller in the center, try to avoid to put this paper, okay? Well, next we're going to put all the pieces, but also I recommend you that before you glue them, put them together, see if you like the disposition of all the pieces, and then take a picture with your cell phone or with your camera, and then remove all the pieces and begin with the gluing. Because if you don't have any idea how it's going to look at the end and you already glue it, it's going to be very difficult try to fix it in case that you don't like it. So I'm going to put this glue in this part. And in here also, if you have enough time, you can let it dry, put in something heavy on the top, and then you can continue. But if you don't have a lot of time, you can continue and it's going to be exactly the same. So now I'm going to put this other piece. I'm going to put glue. And you really don't need to put in all the area because it's going to get attached with this kind of glue. But as you notice, you're going to have a piece that doesn't have the same label because you already put one piece with foamy in the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of foam and I'm going to put it in the bottom of this piece. If you have double side mount tape, you can use it. In this case, I didn't use it because my tape and my foam has different volume. So I cannot mix them because if not, this card is not going to be correct at the end. But if you are going to use the double side tape, you can use it. Now it's time to put this other piece. And for this piece, I'm also will use an extra piece of foam to balance my card. Para saber exactamente cómo quieres que te quede y así es mucho más fácil después so this is ir pegando las cosas. Entonces aquí voy a poner esta pieza. I'm going to put the glue. And why I don't put first the extra piece of foam? Because I need to see where I need it. So it's better to try to put this first. Yo quiero que me quede un poquito más acá. Entonces, obviamente, and then put the extra otro piece. Pedacito de foamy para que me quede nivelado. Entonces, ahorita se lo vamos a poner. Using this glue, you are going to have time enough to move a little in case that you need to do it. So now I'm going to take it up a little. And now it's done. Now it's going to be time to put our doily. The doily also has a little of the distress ink, but you know the doily has so many holes, so we need to use this clear tape. In case that you don't have it, you can use the normal foam tape, but try to avoid the holes so it looks better. This tape is kind of difficult to put away of the box because it's very sticky. But I'm going to put 2 little pieces of this tape. And as you see, I'm putting it in the where the holes are because you are not going to see it. So now it's time to remove the back piece. That I don't know, but for me it's always very difficult to remove the plastic pick that protects the other side. So okay, I'm going to put it in here. And with the other little piece that I don't have tape, I'm just going to put glue. Because as I'm going to put it in the same label of the first one, I don't need extra foam. Now it's time to put the digi. As you can see, I put a little of the distress ink, and actually this digi is already colored. But I take my Copic markers and I recolor the hat and the coat of Winnie. And then I put some details, that some polka dots in the scarf and in the present. So you can do that if you buy the ones that is already color, but they have the option that is just black and white, and you can color the complete digi. And in this case, again, I'm going to need another piece of foam, so it has the same label as all the card. Now I think that she needs a little shine, so I'm going to put glitter glue. I don't know why, but in this collection I feel that she needs glitter glue. Maybe it's because I like it too much. I don't know. If you like glitter, I would like to read the comments if you like it or if you don't like it. And if you make a card that looks like this, you can always share it in our Polkadoodles group from Facebook, or you can send it to me and I can share it in my Facebook page. Now in here, I'm going to put a little wood veneer, but you can put the message in this part of the card. The thing, because I'm not putting any sentiment, is because I'm not sure if I'm going to give this card away or if, as I told you, I will frame it. And then to finish it, in the bottom, I'm going to put 3 little pearls that for me is like the feminine touch. So I try to be sure that they are all in the correct position. And this card is done. Of course, if you want to put more things, you can do it. It's all about you. And this is the final result. I think it's adorable. If you like it, it will be nice if you give me a like in this video. If you think that someone may like it, please share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, don't forget to do it before you go, because it's free, and that way you can have all the ideas that I share with you. And again, if you want to buy this digi, in the bottom part of this video, in here, I'm going to leave you the link so you can go to the store. Thank you for seeing this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.